I'm going to make a bold statement here. Some people make better parents than they do mates. Seriously.
I do both.
Some folks have gone through several marriages, but have done or are doing great with their kids. And then, of course, you have those that have totally screwed up their kids, where years and years and years and years of therapy is needed.
Anywho.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Gangsta parenting.
I ain't screwing nobody up.
Nothing but a gangsta party, okay? Coming up on Surviving.
What, Snoop Dogg here?
Coming up on Surviving. You never know. You never know who pops up on Surviving Marriage Podcast. Coming up.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
Welcome to the Surviving Marriage Podcast with Rufus and Jenny, marriage educators, best-selling authors, and relationship disruptors, giving you marriage education from decades of marriage experience. Here's Rufus and Jenny triplet.
Welcome to all of our global listeners around the world. Welcome to another episode of Surviving Marriage Podcast. And when I say global listeners, dear, I do mean global. Okay. We were number 9 on the Apple Podcast charts in Lebanon.
Lil Zane did say we worldwide now.
Freaking Lebanon. We ain't even thought about, there's even no thoughts about going to Lebanon, okay? And we're in the...
I thought about it.
When did you think about it?
The other day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the top 50 in India. Do you know how big India is?
Ain't it got like a gazillion people there?
It's huge, like billions of people. And we're in the top 50 relationship podcasts in India. Mine is blown.
I ain't blown nothing.
Totally blown. Totally blown, okay? So how do we know, that we're long overdue as far as our voices is concerned in India?
You want me to say it?
How do we say hello? How do we even say hello?
It's long overdue.
How do we say that in I think Urdu is like one of their biggest languages. So how do we say that in Urdu?
What's that show called that was on that show? They spoke in Urdu, didn't they? I can't remember the name of it. But anywho, if you want to learn Urdu, look at some of their shows. They learn English from looking at our shows.
They need to click the link or go to our Laguia Talk.
Wait, what I mean our? Just because it's English don't mean it's mine.
Yeah,
we claim everything,
helping people with learning different languages and things. But since we are talking about parenting, Indian parents have been known to be gangsta. Like I know some gangsta.
I ain't seen no gangsta Indian.
Some that of the Indian children, parents, say their parents were very, overbearing.
Oh, did they put hands on them?
Yeah, their Desi parents, ran their lives. They still run their lives as adults. as adults. Like their parents are just
When you say adult, do you mean teen adult or 30-year-old adult?
adults. Adults.
I'm saying I can see maybe a teen adult, but I can't see no 30-year-old adult being ran by no parent.
But I'm wondering how that compares to black parents. Because, black parents could be real gangsta, for real.
Not really. We just tell them to get out.
My parents were the kind of yin and yang, raised in a 2-parent household. My dad was laid back, but my mom was the disciplinarian. Okay. And when I say moms didn't play, my mama didn't play. She didn't play.
Well, she drove all the way to Florida, though.
She didn't play the radio. No, I mean, I got stories. Like, for real, I really got stories.
As long as ain't no bodies buried nowhere.
But I think your parents were flipped. Your dad was Joe Jackson and your mom was a pushover.
What?
You don't
I
think
don't know
so?
what type of pushover you talking about.
Yeah.
Mama had a good backhand.
But
Hit you right in the middle of your
time?
back.
All the time? But was she
I ain't gonna
more-
say all the time. Mama
Right.
was very nurturing.
Right, but as time went along and everything, y'all felt that y'all could get over on your mom.
I'm not gonna say get over. I'm going to say that. Now,
of-
see, that word is overrated.
Yeah, because gangster parents, you wasn't trying that. You wasn't trying to get over.
I mean, you got
on
over my pops
nobody.
more than you did mom because he wasn't there. So you can do things when he wasn't there that you just couldn't do when he was there. That's all. The moms was there, so you can't just get over on her. But again, if pops wasn't there, girl, please.
Well, we wrote this parenting book, Surviving Parenting in the 21st Century, and it's about our children. It's some life lessons, some crazy stories about our children in this book because we done been through it.
Parenting in the 21st century.
We done been through it.
I'm here to tell you.
And we're those type of parents. I considered myself a gangster parent because I took after my mom.
What kind of gangster do you think you got in you?
I was gangster. Wait, did you not see
Who
the video?
is a girl?
When they not see the video when the kids said the question was who was the strictest and they pointed to me.
It don't matter, but gangster is not a word I would describe you by.
Okay. Well,
Miss Little Gangster.
I got some gangster in me. Don't try me. Don't play. Okay.
I ain't seen it yet though.
They know they had
I need to see it.
They know they had a mama that didn't play. Like for real. Like when the principal wasn't gonna give our son his diploma because he showed out at graduation.
That was just smart technique.
They
that
knew.
ain't really gangster.
He knew to come get his mama because his mama didn't play.
He knew that his mama was gonna take care of business.
Okay.
Again,
Gangster.
Don't say gangster when you finna take care of business. That don't mean gangster. I could show you gangster.
Gangster. Okay. Well,
I
we're gonna
roll
talk
up on the Joker.
We're gonna talk
Back
about,
in the day. I don't do that now.
Just because you rolling up on somebody, that don't make you gangster.
Oh, it makes
either.
you gangster.
No.
Oh,
no.
you got to have balls to just roll up on another so-called gangster and be ready to handle some business. That's gangster. Or it's gangster to go and just let a joker know this is what I'm about. This is what's finna happen here. Ain't nothing you can do about it, but this is what's how things finna go down.
No.
Girl.
Okay, let's talk about some statistics here, especially because we are living in the 21st century, and there's been a serious change over the generations about children living with single parents, marriage and divorce, and different things like that. So, grabbing these statistics from Statista, the research department, and these are pretty recent because they're from September of 2021. The number of U.S. children living in a single parent family, and they gave us the statistics from 1970.
That's because they know what they did.
Which was our generation.
They did that on purpose.
To 2020. That's these new folks that they got going on, okay? So in 2020, there were about 15.31 million children living with a single mother in the United States and about 3.27 million children living with a single father. The number of children living with a single mother is down from its peak in 2012. That's still a lot. And the number of children living with a single father is down from its peak in 2005. Now, growing up, I just don't remember a lot of single fathers. I don't remember people saying I live with just my dad.
No, all my friends had. I remember their parents.
Yeah, just two parents. I do remember a lot of step parents, and that was weird to me because growing up with both of my parents, both of my natural parents, it was always weird to me about hearing about a step parent.
It wasn't weird, but most of my friends, again, had their mother and father.
Yeah.
Dang, you know what? I don't know if some of them might have been some steps.
Step parents,
but I remember a mother and a father being in the house.
Yeah, like no matter how dysfunctional my parents' marriage was, and looking back at it now, it's very dysfunctional. They were still together. So it was just, to me as a child, seeing, your parents like together no matter what through thick and thin and that kind of thing it was just kind of weird to me. But let's go back to 1970 when let's see, we don't go all the way back. We go all the way back to 1995. There was 16 with mother only. There was 16,477 people living with. There were single mother homes. 16,477 versus 2,461 men.
I believe it because
single fathers.
I believe somebody was checking that out, and then the people I talked to, they remember being around a lot of single mother houses. I just in my circle back then. See, we didn't even call it a circle then, but my circle back then, yeah, we all had our parents.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And so now going forward, 2020, there's 15,310 versus 3,270. And those are in the millions. My bad. Those are in the millions. So it's millions versus. So that has actually dropped from 1995 single
still pretty high
mother household. It's still pretty high, but it's dropped. But the single father households has risen. Yeah, has risen since the 90s. Okay, so marriage and divorce statistics in the United States, and we stay up on marriage and divorce because that's what we talk about a lot, and that's what people contact us about.
But about that single father, I think that the whole scenario that they used to say back in the day has changed because they used to say mother's baby, father's maybe.
Right.
And so the father, hey, it may be man, it may be not. I'm out.
And even in defense of the fathers, there's a lot of mothers that kept their children away from the fathers.
Back in the day, I think they more so wanted them around, though. I mean,
yeah, but there's
maybe these days
still a bunch of people that's figuring out DNA and different things like that was actually their father. Where people told that your father died, or he was down south, or he was, what I'm saying.
There was a whole bunch of dead fathers that came alive all of a sudden.
Exactly, want anything to do with you?
I don't know what type of miracles going on.
Yeah, the fathers were showing up. They were kept away. And even though we've seen a few Maury shows where the father would be like, "Had I known," they didn't know. Had I known you existed, they didn't even know they existed. So, yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Marriage and divorce in the United States, despite popular opinion in the United States that half of all marriages end in divorce. Now, mind you, that's a popular opinion. That's not a statistic. And when people say that, I try to remind them that is a statistic. That is not, that's opinion. That is totally not a statistic.
And we got to start making distinction between people's opinions
and facts
when you're listening to stuff and what the actual reality is.
Facts, exactly. Okay.
Facts do matter.
Facts, okay.
I know we got alternative facts these days, but facts do matter.
And they're actually saying that the statistic has significantly fallen since 1992. The marriage rate, which also has been decreasing since the 90s, was still higher than the divorce rate in 2019. Half of all marriages may not end in divorce, but it does seem that fewer people are choosing to get married in the first place. And we know why. We know why.
Because what do you mean? Because the way we think, well, the way they think.
Right.
That thinking process is something else. We know everything now.
Exactly. And I feel social media and reality TV, those are two factors which could be two separate shows. Those are two separate, and we might just do a whole show on reality TV. I think we need to.
They used to say black people didn't read books back in the day. Well, they reading themselves today. I mean, they are the book.
And it's funny because social media has put a whole crown on the singleness and people pandering about relationships.
If you go by social media, you got all the knowledge you need within yourself.
Okay.
Just think for yourself. Don't listen to nobody else. Whatever yourself tell you to do it.
Well, I don't want to get off on a tangent because we are, like I said, social media could be a whole show by itself.
And I say read more books.
Back to the step parent thing and gangsta parenting. The step parent brings a whole different dynamic into the marriage relationship, but also into the parenting relationship, because there's always that one child that's going to test your gangsta. We had it.
Well, I mean, a step parent is just kind of hard to put your hands on somebody else's child.
Yeah,
I know back in the day, it used to be like, man, hit my child if you want.
Yeah, but your own child, we had it. We actually had two that kind of test our gangster. I think they went like back and forth. They played Monopoly with it. It's my turn. It's your turn.
Well, think about your grandparents. Like in our grandparents' days, the neighbor can beat you. The grandparent beat you. The auntie can beat you.
Yeah, the village.
The person way down the street can beat you.
Right.
But then when we were growing up,
the teacher can beat you.
You better not hit my child. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, they just give them 911 on their phones. They probably got a secret number they call.
Yeah,
233, and the police just come on in and set something up.
And what's so funny is that even though you have that one child that test your gangster, it also seems like there's that neighborhood child that tests your gangster too, because they don't have good parenting in their household.
Girl, these days all the neighborhood kids think they gangster.
Yeah,
they ain't gotta listen to you. You ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy.
I'm not gonna tell any stories about our children right now because we got dozens on. But like I said, we wrote this book. If y'all want to read it, Surviving Parenting in the 21st Century. Crazy stories in here about our children.
We survived that too. I guess it's people
we survived that. Like
they always say, "Well, how you surviving marriage?" I guess it's people that ain't surviving parenting either. You ain't had no issues with your child. Everything just been
wonderful,
squeaky clean.
Wonderful.
Then I guess you ain't had to survive. But it's a whole bunch of parents that gotta survive parenting.
Exactly. And you got that one child that's gonna make you lose your mind. Y'all gonna make it's like DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here.
I almost lost my mind, but I had to gather my senses back before they took me there.
I had to say some woosahs on a lot of occasions. Okay,
parenting is definitely a lot of patience. Just like you got to be patient with your spouse. Oh my girl, them kids would drive you crazy if you let them.
Well, bringing up the dynamic of the step parent, it really tests you, like your parenting, but it also tests your marriage. And some people
parenting?
The step parent,
bringing
the step parent in.
Yeah,
and some people actually stay single because of it. Don't want nobody raising their child. Don't want nobody putting their hands on their child.
And they don't want their gangster boyfriend who they had the child with to come in and had to be gangster on that step parent.
Exactly. And it's a delicate and real separate situation that has to be navigated. It's a space that has to be navigated delicately, and a lot of people are failing in that space as well.
But what do you do if she was with a gangster and now she with you, and that child go and tell his gangster daddy, hey, this dude put his hands on me. So then the gangster come up in the house and punk you in your own house.
Right.
How does that work? How does that gangster work?
Guess what? We get to see that on social media. We get to see exactly how that plays out on social media.
You know, put your hands on my child if you want to.
Because somebody is always recording. Before we...
The dude who the gangster coming in on, he better have his recorder on.
Yeah,
he better record everything. He better put it down at the side and be recording all while he getting cussed out.
He need a body cam. But before we get into the food for thought, what is the most gangster thing that your mom or dad did as a parent?
What do you mean? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you mine. I'm gonna tell you.
Came up to that school and pulled me out the classroom.
Well, you remember what grade?
Early.
You were young.
I shouldn't have been acting a fool up in that class.
You were young. I tell you, when my mom came and found me all the way down in Flint at a hotel, she was in.
You should have had your fast butt at home.
She was one of those parents that she had her hair rollers in, her house coat on. She didn't have on the slippers, but she had the hair rollers and the house coat.
Well, she come in and say, Jen Marie, get your butt over here.
She came all the way down and found my behind.
I don't know who you think you messing with.
That was gangster. My BFF she never let me live that down. Like, for real. That was crazy. Okay.
I can see your mama saying, Jen Marie.
So, anywho, what you got? We'll be right back with your food for thought.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
In the food for thought for today, if you can't say nothing or something nice, then don't say nothing or something at all. We heard that growing up,
I be doing my best.
We've heard that growing up a lot of times.
Shut up.
From your grandmama, from your mom and everything. But I think we've gotten so far away from that. So far away. Some folks act like they've never, ever heard that before.
If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing.
Ever heard that. Everybody got something to say now. Ever. But we can only keep putting good messages out and let folks keep getting this goodness, because you can't change people, but you can control yourself.
But change can change.
Yeah, you can control yourself. Okay, that's it for the food for thought for today. Just a few announcements before we go. Surviving Marriage. We are on IG, guys. We got our IG back, and you can follow us there, get information about our books and our t-shirts and our card games and this podcast and everything on the IG page, Surviving Marriage on IG, okay? New book dropping 2/22/22. We need a theme song. 2/22/22. 2/22. 22. Okay. Yeah. New book dropping, guys. It's coming. All right. Learn a new language, Languia Talk. Check the link in our notes, okay? And also on our YouTube and everything. You guys want to learn, we were talking about Urdu or Spanish or Arabic or anything that you got going on. Check out Languia Talk and, for your language needs, all your language needs. Bread and Butter Farms. Bread and Butter Farms, zero chemical, organically grown produce, grass-fed meats, and free-range chicken and eggs. Join their farm share now. You get 10 weeks of vegetables for you and your family. They also accept EBT. Go to www.breadandbutterfarms.com for more information. Okay, Nicole and Musa over there is waiting for you guys. Order. They're doing great things. They have organically grown food on their farm, everything that's going on. Remember to stay in touch across social media with us, guys. You could find us all across social media. We even got a TikTok. We a TikTok. Okay, find us at Rufus and Jenny, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and everything. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review. We appreciate all of that. That helps us out. That helps us with, the charts and keep doing this great podcast with sponsorships and all that good type of stuff. So subscribe, rate, and review. And I think that's it. We didn't set a mouthful today. You ready to ride, dear?
Deuces.
Okay.
If it's time to go, it's time to go. Gotta go.
Remember.
Don't be like shit. Oh, my fault.
Keep it gangsta, guys. Okay, remember, marriage is a journey, not a sprint. We are surviving it, and so can you.
And we are Rufus and Jenny. Until the next episode, y'all be cool.
We'll be